Recent research has come out suggesting that there is a specific angle between structures and landmarks of the head relative to the neck that could be the secret to understanding and fixing forward head posture. This angle is referred to as the Nasion-Bassion C3 angle. And I know that sounds like a lot, but we're just gonna call it the NBC3 angle for short. This angle runs from right about here on our skull down through the base of our skull called the foramen magnum and also down through the C3 vertebrae right here. The angle is going to be highlighted right here for you to look at and understand. Basically what this angle is representing is the tilt of the head relative to the neck and that C3 region. This study found something pretty profound, and that is that when this angle increased by 5 degrees, just 5 degrees, meaning that the head was tilted up a little bit more and C3 was tilted down, there was a 25% increase in airway size. That's pretty significant. On the other hand, when it decreased 5 degrees, meaning that the neck flattened out and the normal curvature of the neck was altered in not so good of a way, the airway size could be reduced up to 25%. So the two things that can take away this angle in not so good of a way is the head going back and the neck straightening out, or forward head posture like this. That is not what we're looking for, and that would decrease the airway size. This is important to appreciate in the context of forward head posture is not this environment where it's being caused by tight muscles and the head is just forward because the neck is tight. These tight muscles are secondary to the true root cause, and that is that the airway is compromised and the neck is trying to move into a position where it can better manage the airway, but it's doing that in a compensatory way. This is how it usually happens. You see, our diaphragm needs to descend and ascend with every single breath that we take. It needs to work to help expand the rib cage. But when that can't happen for a variety of different reasons, the neck, as the muscles are secondary muscles of inhalation, are usually going to kick on, and that's going to pull the neck forward. But that is because we don't have the ability to properly use our diaphragm, and our breathing strategy is compromised in the first place. So what the neck is trying to do is go in overdrive mode and try to elevate the rib cage, but that pulls the neck forward, and that can compromise the airway. So this is sort of like a feedback loop where the airway and breathing strategy is compromised, but it keeps getting compromised more and more the more the head goes forward. So what I'm trying to say is the true way to address forward head posture is not just to stretch certain muscles out or activate underactive muscles. We want to address the root cause, which is a lack of proper airway function, size, and management. Now, to be completely fair and honest, there are a lot of different ways that forward head posture can develop and that airway can become compromised. There could be dental considerations and occlusion considerations. There could be potentially tongue considerations. You could have a body problem that's feeding bottom up into the neck. There could be so many different things going on here, but generally speaking, the way to first address it is to start with the simple stuff and see how that works for you. And the way that we would do that is a couple of things. First, teach the diaphragm to better work to expand the rib cage. Take away the need for compensatory expansion of the rib cage via using the neck too much. Secondly, we want to help restore a healthy amount of neck curvature because that's going to allow the airway to be in a good position and have a good size to it. So we need a degree of cervical lordosis, meaning that we improve or increase that NBC3 angle. And the key to improving that NBC3 angle and improving therefore your size and management of your airway is to be able to increase that cervical lordosis in many cases in a nice, safe starting environment, but not at the cost of shoving the head forward. There's a big difference between just getting this to tip back a little bit versus shoving the head forward and lifting the head up. Those are not the same thing. There are two main ways you can go about learning the best ways to address the true root cause of a lot of these different postural and movement dysfunctions, like forward head posture. The first one is going to be my biomechanics course. The good news for those watching this video is that early bird is going to expire very soon, but you still have a chance to get in on the new version of my course, the Biomechanics Course 2.0, as we're calling it, because there's a ton of upgrades. And it is going to be a completely revamped course with a lot more content, including postural analysis. So if you want to learn more about that, check it out down below in the description. Also, if you're just a regular person wanting to help improve your body's posture and how you move and feel throughout the day, check out my beginner body restoration program. It's a template program that's designed to address a ton of things like forward head posture. So go ahead and check that also down below in the description. To start to work on that, grab some hand towels and roll them up so that way they can be underneath your mid-neck and your chin can be passively pointed towards the ceiling in a nice and relaxed way. You have your feet up on a bench or a chair so that way you can be at around a 90-degree angle at both your knees and your hips. Now I have a couple of pads out by my side here, but you can use anything or whatever you need so that way when your elbows are out by the level of your shoulders, they can drop down and your forearms can rest on them. There should be absolutely no tension in your body whatsoever, and again, your chin should be pointed perfectly up at the ceiling and your neck should be relaxed. Now, in order to do this right while maintaining a nice degree of that angle and using your diaphragm without using your neck, we're first just going to softly exhale through our mouth. Just like that. And we're going to do that for about 5 to 10 full seconds. At the end of that exhale, we're going to feel our rib cage come down and our low back is going to be flat. And then we're going to maintain a little bit of the side ab tension we get at the end of that exhale. We're then going to inhale softly and fully through our nose, but not engaging our neck even 1%. So a full breath cycle looks like this. If you do that right, you're going to feel your chest expand and it's going to feel pretty nice. You're not going to feel any neck tension at all. If you are feeling neck tension, try inhaling less aggressively and maybe play around with how much neck support you have. I would recommend doing this for about 2 to 3 sets of 10 slow breath cycles. You guys can read the article down below in the description as well if you want to see the study. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.